and I don't want to get on this again because we've gotten on this before, but just in terms of perspective. I remember I sent out a post about something about Michael Jordan and LeBron James, and I was being funny, tongue-in-cheek, and everybody that follows me knows I'm a diehard Jordan fanatic. But just because I know it pisses people off, I'll often send out posts comparing the two and ultimately saying Michael's the greatest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw it.
One dude said in the comment section, "Oh man, and that's why you ain't getting booked and you trying to pit two black men against each other." He basically was saying, "I ain't shit." And I always hear the same things. "Man, you joke, you washed up. Man, your jokes are terrible. All you do is impressions, blah, blah, blah." And I hit him back and I said, "Bruh, see, this is how you get blocked. But before I send you back to obscurity, I need you to know that you're going to go back struggling to make what you make for a living. And I'm going to go do this Vlad TV interview and I'm going to make in 1 hour and a half what it probably takes you a month to make." So it just, again, not that I should be getting in these pissing contests, and that's part of my growth, because I had my account suspended and I got it back. So I have to not be Scarface balcony scene. "Come on, you fuck with me. You're fucking with the best." Trying to kill 1,000 Colombians. I gotta learn to woosah and walk away, because I'm ultimately arguing with a guy who, again, you know me. I don't know you.
Right.
You live in obscurity. I walk out my door from here to Abu Dhabi, from here to Europe, from here to Africa. People know my name. And I'm not trying to be braggadocious or act like I'm the shit, because I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, it always kills me when guys test of whatever my greatness is supposed to be is against guys who are obviously greater than me, whether it's stature, financial, fame, but yet I'm better than you. To the guy that's going, "Yo, you're washed up, you ain't shit." Okay, but my lifestyle is still 10 times better than yours, while you're comparing me to a dude who's above me. That's your measuring stick? Like, instead of worried about the nigga above me, worry about you being below me. And try to match me or go beyond me. Otherwise, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I don't argue with people. You're always going to take an L. You're always going to take an L arguing with someone who's got an egg or an emoji cat.
This is what I mean when I say honesty. Is because there are so many people, athletes especially, who go, "Man, I don't pay attention to the critics. I don't pay attention to the press." A lot of them do, because our egos and sometimes how our insecurities. We care. We care what people think, even though we say you shouldn't, and most people, some people don't. Yo, we care. Mm-hmm. So my truth is, what you see is what you get. I should walk away. I should say fuck the trolls. I shouldn't let it bother me. But the human in me fights that fight. And that's my truth. That's what you get. I'm not going to tell you on camera, "Oh, yo, I don't pay attention to the critics. Man, fuck them. That don't bother me." When the truth is, some of it does.
We're all human. Which is why it's usually a better idea not to go through all the comments and read everything.
Right.
It's usually a better way. But look, I mean, even Kyrie Irving, he told Boston Celtics fans to suck his dick after he got swept by the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, Kyrie don't hold back.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. It's tough. And this is what I love so much about The Last Dance, man, was we finally got to see Michael the way some of us suspected he was. Prior to that, it was all, "Sometimes I dream," squeaky, clean,
right.
Teflon, no mistakes. Based on what you saw image-wise in front of that camera, he was the purest of all pure. Mm-hmm. What we saw on Last Dance was, "Fuck you, bitch, hoe, make that shot. Shut the fuck up, bitch, hoe." Like, you know what I mean? That's MJ. Mm-hmm. Why you ain't make that play, you fathead motherfucker? That's the real nigga. And I loved it. Because something in me went, I wonder how he is for real. Not when the cameras is on. We know what he's like when them cameras is on. When they're not on, he is a cigar smoking, cognac, brandy drinking, cursing motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I interviewed Gary Payton recently.
Yeah.
I remember they went
and
out.
Gary's real. Gary's, he ain't one of them camera one way, off camera. What you see is what you get.
Yep.
Yeah.
One of the baddest trash talkers of all time. But you know who he told me was a far more vicious trash talker than him?
Larry Bird was one of the best.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
He said he couldn't hold a candle. Because Larry Bird, he said not only would he trash talk you, but he would tell you what he's about to do to you.
Yeah, and could fight. Might fuck you up. Yeah.
Yep.
And listen, here's the thing. And this is part of what made Mike Jordan genius and so successful. He understood the brand. He understood the business.
Mm-hmm.
And when you can figure out, Warren Buffett had one of the greatest quotes, if you can't control your emotions, you can't control your money.
True.
And that's how I learned that the hard way, by getting my account spending, because I use my account for publicity, tell people where I'm going to be, give people opportunities to send me whatever their artistry is. I play it on my podcast. I pump my podcast. I get paid for that. So it's a great tool for business. But the moment I can't control my emotions, which at times I couldn't, and I argue with motherfuckers who I don't even know, who shouldn't mean shit to me. And now because they've reported me and my account is suspended, guess what? Because I couldn't control my emotions, I no longer have this platform to make money. So the fact that Michael Jordan could find that balance and be strong enough to do that, that's commendable. Because we all don't, no one wants to be fake. Oh man, you're a fake, you're a phony. So we want to be real. But then that's when it goes to the genius of Chappelle, when keeping it real goes wrong. Mm-hmm. And it can go wrong. I don't know what Kevin Hart is really like personally for real, but he protects that brand, man. He knows how to make that brand what it needs to be.
I mean, I've never hung out with Kevin Hart. Me and Dave Chappelle did hang out backstage at one of his concerts, I think in Santa Barbara.
Right.
And he was actually a fan of like, my interviews and my mixtapes and everything else like that. So we kind of hung out. Dave is very low key, kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In person. He lives
in fucking Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah. He's not one of these guys like who? Tracy Morgan is always on. Tracy.
I wish I did a good Tracy. Tracy Morgan. I always said Tracy sounds like a New York City drag queen. Tracy, yeah. Tracy Morgan. I tell you, yeah. I love you, Tracy. Please don't be mad at me, nigga.
Tracy's always on. Mike Epps is always on. People I hung out with just off camera. Dave wasn't really like that. Dave was just chill. He was
when you say
shows.
On, like they're trying to...
Yeah, like it's like it doesn't mean if they're on stage, off stage, cameras rolling, no cameras rolling. Like they're cracking jokes. They're funny. They're like the center of attention. They're like the star in the room. Like DMX is like that. Like DMX is DMX all the time. I've interviewed him before.
Right.
Like I've filmed him before. You don't have to do nothing with DMX. You just press record and let DMX do with it, whatever. Chappelle is really more like chill, low key.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I remember when Kendrick's album had just dropped, like damn. So we were like listening to that together, talking about certain songs. I'm like, okay, this is not the Dave that I pictured.
Well, that's the illusion. Most people assume that we as comics were always and I think the really great ones aren't because there's a moment for that. And when you understand when it's time to be on, you're on, and you're on in such a brilliant fashion that once you get off stage or you're not in front of a camera, you want to turn that shit off. You want to relax. I couldn't imagine being on 24/7. Now there are times when I'm hanging out, and depending on who I'm with, friends, family, people that I feel comfortable with, I definitely don't mind. And I wouldn't even say it's about me being on. I just naturally, instinctively, when I feel there's a moment to be funny or say something obviously funny, I take it because it's a muscle for me.